Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of Just the Two of Us, two artists, two songs, two questions on Tuesday night. Tonight I'm joined by the soulful country singer Brooke Lynn. She just released her debut EP, Hellfire and Holy Water, so I'm so excited to talk with her all about that, so let's jump right in. I first heard your music on the Women of Country, their like Friday playlist that they put out, because we put out songs kind of close together. I released my last single on July 23rd, and you released your EP on July 30th. So right. We were on the same playlist, so I checked out all the songs, and I was just blown away by your EP. I just thought it was so awesome.
Thank you.
So for anybody who watches this and they don't know who you are already, your name is Brooke Lynn. You are a country singer with like a cool southern rock soulful edge to it, and you've been releasing singles since 2019, but you just released your debut EP, right? It's your debut? Yes. So your debut EP, Hellfire, Holy Water, on July 30th. And that had 5 different songs on it, which were, it was like a no skip EP, which was so great. Did I miss any major points?
No, you know, the EP was like, that's kind of was my first, I guess, introduction really as an artist here in Nashville. I released a single, Lovin' My Mama, and that was after like a year of living here and writing and stuff. And so that was kind of like the first little like thing. And then was planning to release the EP in 2020, but then, you know, everything was just crazy and, you know, all the things happened. But then I had posted on TikTok, depends on the friend. And then, that kind of happened. So then I was like, I gotta get in the studio and record that real quick. I'm sorry. I have a little puppy and she's like going crazy right now.
No, you're good. You're good. What kind of puppy is it?
Chocolate lab. She just like thinks that she needs to be in the center of all the happenings. This is just the life that we live. It's great. But yeah, so then we put out Depends on the Friend, and that was so fun. Like it's just the entire thing was so cool. I met so many people through that, and I feel like people got to hear my music when normally you don't really have that opportunity as an independent artist here. Mm-hmm. So that was really great. And then and then we got the EP out just like over the past 5 months, I guess, 6 months. Yeah. So that was really, it's just been really incredible. And I felt like the EP was very much like a statement, I guess, as like, like my identity as an artist and kind of like what I'm going for in country music. Cause everybody kind of has their own thing, their own vibe in country music. And so, so it was just, it's been so fun, and thank you so much.
One thing I noticed that I thought was really cool was you had a really cohesive look on the cover art for the singles leading up to the EP. And so I loved how you had like the gray tones and the blacks, but then like the pop of red. Yeah. So what was the inspiration behind that?
So that's so funny that you noticed that, because I honestly haven't gotten many questions about it, but it was extremely purposeful. And so that's really fun. I'm glad that you noticed that. But so like I had mentioned earlier, Hellfire Holy Water is very much like an identity EP. And I have a song on there called Red Eyes, which is super fun. And it doesn't really have anything to do with like actually, like I didn't write the song because of the color red. Like it was very much just a double meaning phrase. And but when we were going to the photo shoot for the EP, I was trying to think of like what could help kind of, you know how Taylor Swift does some like extra things in her work that are like hidden messages or like hidden meanings, and some people figure it out and then other people just know because the other people figured it out. Mm-hmm. It was kind of something like that. So have you ever heard of aura colors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I just like this past year, like I don't know a lot about them, but I was on a songwriting retreat, and like me and one of my friends like got into a conversation about aura colors. We wrote a song about it, but then I was like, oh my gosh, like this is an identity EP. And I was like, I want it to be like dark, but like still very intimate and vulnerable as well. So the pop of red is one of my aura colors. I'm also like blue and purple, I think. I don't know. I'm just reading myself, so I don't know anything. But if any of you know about aura colors and you see like a color behind me, y'all just like let me know, because I don't actually know, but I think that I'm very much red. And so I wanted that statement in there, because that's kind of the Hellfire piece, right? Is like the red in all the photos. That's kind of like the maybe scandalous or like more, I guess, confident approach to the photos. And then the black and white, or like, you know, the darker colors are more of like the intimate, vulnerable, like more of like the holy waters, I guess. I don't know.
That is so interesting. So yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to think about my cover art and things like that. So I look at details like that. And so I thought that was really cool, because it just ties it together and
Right.
kind of lets people know that it's leading up to a bigger project. Like, they're all cohesive, and it sets it apart from the other cover art that you've done singles in the past. So
Right.
it was really cool looking at that and seeing that, and also mentioning aura colors. That's so funny you mentioned that, because I haven't really, that wasn't one of the considerations for why I wear like pink and purple whenever I do music. But
Sure.
I found out afterwards that pink is my aura color.
I can so see that in you. Yeah.
And so it was so funny. Like, I picked it without really even knowing that.
Right.
But I have another question about your EP. So, Hellfire and Holy Water, in the bridge, there are some references that I'm wondering if they were intentional. So, like, you mentioned something like kerosene, and then before he cheats, is that a reference to Miranda and Carrie Underwood?
Yes, very much so. Yeah. I did that extremely purposeful. I was actually the one, so I wrote this song with two of my good friends, Stephanie Joyce and Sarah Jones. And I don't know if you know of Priscilla Block. I'm sure you've heard of her. But Sarah has written, she's a co-writer and is in Priscilla's band and everything. So Sarah is killing it. So shout out, Sarah. She's absolutely just killing the game. But I wrote the song with those two, and they are so incredibly talented. But I remember we got to the bridge, and I feel like it would be really cool if we referenced like, hey, I'm a little bit of this, but I'm also this. And I think it's funny to mention, it's just ironic to be like, hey, like I can be super nice and kind and chill, but I can also, like, if I'm put in a weird situation or maybe like a darker situation, like I can fight back too. Kind of thing. That was like the purpose behind the bridge. But also, like, Carrie and Miranda are my girls. Like, that's who I grew up listening to. So I idolize them, and I just think that they're so wonderful. So I was like, this is just fun to get to have a little piece of them in there too. I think that that's kind of fun. I had fun with that.
So what song are you gonna play for us tonight?
I think I'm gonna play Hellfire Holy Water for you, if that's all right.
Yes, I'm gonna be jamming out over here.
All right, I love it. Came up with some pickup line, like, did it hurt the first time you fell from heaven? Sir, you must not know me well. Does this smile make you believe that I'm the angel from your dreams? I know I wear a halo, but these wings broke years ago. I fell fire, holy water. I dance with the devil and I walk with a flower. I'm a hell yeah, I'm an amen. A taste of sin that'll take you to heaven. Ain't one thing or the other. I'm a little hellfire and holy water. Yeah. So you still wanna ride with me? You're in for more than what you see. Hold up. Let me show you what I'm made of. I'm hellfire, holy water. I dance with the devil and I walk with the Father. I'm a hell yeah, I'm an amen. A taste of sin that'll take you to heaven. Ain't one thing or the other. I'm a little hellfire in holy water. Yeah. I'm hellfire. I'm a little amazing
also like so impressive because your vocals sound just as good as they did on the record. So that's awesome. Wow.
I have a question for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I actually have like a few, but I can just ask them, you know, and we can answer whatever we have time for. But I'm very curious, like, what were your inspirations, like growing up in music?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. So I grew up in a small town in East Tennessee and surrounded by country music. You know, Dollywood was only about 30 minutes down the road, 45 minutes down the road. And so we would go there all the time. And so I love Dolly, love Johnny Cash. I really like the old country music because my grandfather would always take me to Cracker Barrel and we would listen to like classic country on the way there. And so I didn't really listen to a lot of contemporary country growing up.
Okay.
And I wouldn't really consider myself like a huge country fan whenever I was in middle school and high school, because it was sort of like everybody was listening to country music, so like you were like cool and different if you weren't listening to country music.
Yeah.
Even though I you know, secretly was like jamming to, you know, Honeybee by Blake Shelton and my little iPod Nano and stuff. But I wasn't like a vocal country lover. But whenever I was in college, I just one night whenever I was writing an essay, started listening to Pageant Material by Casey Musgraves. And that ended up being a huge inspiration for the music that I make now. And really, that album just opened my eyes to a whole different type of songwriting. And I realized that a lot of these stories of like growing up in my hometown and all that sort of stuff fit into this style of writing, of how she incorporates jokes into those songs. And, you know, it's lighthearted, but then it also like makes a statement and makes a point. And so that was the Pageant Material album was really like my gateway drug into becoming a huge diehard supporter of country music. And then from there, it was just like Pistol Annie's, you know, one thing after another. And now we're here.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's such a cool story.
Oh, well, thanks.
I love that. So did you grow up in like Gatlinburg area? Or like
well, it's a small town outside of Knoxville.
Okay.
And so it wasn't like a quick trip to Gatlinburg, but it was like a really fun weekend trip that we would go up there on the weekend. So we had like season passes and stuff like that. Been a huge Dolly fan.
That's so
forever.
Oh my gosh, so cool. I've only been out there a few times, but like that's where we go when me and my friends like go on songwriting retreats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We go out there and we like rent a cabin and it's so fun.
So you've like gone and like done the whole thing, like ridden the roller coaster, gotten the jug of frozen lemonade, like all that good stuff.
I've only done that one time, and I was only able to go for like half of a day to like actually to Dollywood. I need to go back because, hey, I'm so sorry. She's being dramatic. We had to ride the roller coasters like only one time, and it was like a quick thing, and it was also cold. I'm from Minnesota. I can handle cold, but it was actually freezing and none of us had a jacket. Like we didn't have jackets or anything. We had to go to Walgreens to get mittens because it was like we went in November, which we should have known that we should have brought jackets. However, I don't really know what was going through our mind. I honestly couldn't tell you. However, we were freezing. Like I literally was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get feeling back in my limbs. But we were like, we're doing it. Like we're here. We're doing all of the roller coasters. And I got like brain freeze from going on the fast roller coasters. Yeah. It was so fun though.
That's dedication. That's dedication to Dolly to suffer through the roller coaster.
Oh yeah. It was so fun. It would be fun to do it for like an entire weekend though, and like go to the shows. And like I did get the cinnamon bread though, because I heard that was like something you had to do. And oh my gosh, so good. I ate the whole thing. by myself. I don't know if I was supposed to, but
yeah, I absolutely love Dollywood and all the different festivals and seasons and like Christmas things. I mean, I'm not an ambassador for Dollywood. I'm not like a paid sponsor for Dollywood, but like I could do a whole live stream just about how much I love Dollywood.
That is so cute. I love that. That is so cool. I think that's so cool. We went when the lights were up for Christmas and it was like so beautiful. I was like, these hanging lights are incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah. Christmas at Dollywood is crazy. And also, have you seen the Hallmark movie, Christmas at Dollywood?
No, is it new? I watch Hallmark movies.
Okay, I do too. Yeah, like a year ago, 2 years ago, they did a whole Christmas at Dollywood, like Christmas love romance movie. 10 out of 10 recommend watching it. It's got Dolly in it.
Okay, who else is in it? Like, who is there? Like another main actress?
You know, it's just there are like 10 actors and actresses that they use in all the Hallmark movies.
Yeah, so it's one of them?
So it's one of them.
Great. That's great. Okay. I'm for it because I literally like that when I go home for Christmas, that is what me and my mom do. We like sit and we watch the Hallmark movies. Like they're just so cute. I mean, some of them are like hard to watch because they're so cute.
But like sometimes you need something that's just predictable.
And happy.
Exactly, just predictable, happy. Like I can make some Christmas cookies, put on a Hallmark movie, and know that nobody's gonna like die or get like brutally injured during it. I just need something that's like fun sometimes, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think of what song to play tonight, and I was debating different things, but I've settled on my song Baggage that I released.
Yes.
I released it back in March, and it's just so fun to play live, and I don't get a chance to really perform that much because, you know, the pandemic and whatnot. So I thought that I would play it for you tonight.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. While you get your dog, I'll just start Baggage.
Okay, I love it.
No, I don't pack light, and that's no secret. Got my red lipstick and all my sequins. I can carry it by myself. I don't need your help, 'cause I'm the ground floor, the penthouse suite. I can lock everything up with me, just one step at a time. But all you do is whine. Honey, you just see me for my baggage, but I could be the whole package and so much more. I don't need your help with unpacking, don't need your help dragging my wagon through any doors. Oh, but since you pack so light, it should be easy to go. Don't leave a thing, just hit the road. It takes more than a carry-on to look this way. Do you think Dolly lives out of one suitcase? If you can't handle my crown, then get back to the playground. Honey, you just see me for my baggage, but I could be the whole package and so much more. I don't need your help with unpacking, don't need your help dragging my wagon through any doors. Oh, but since you pack so light, it should be easy to go. Don't leave a thing, just hit the road. So go on, get going. Since you pack so light, it shouldn't take long. You could have been blessed by this mess. It's hard to tell you just like the rest. So go on, get going. Since you pack so light, it shouldn't take long. You could have been blessed by this mess. It's hard to tell you just like the rest. 'Cause honey, you just see me for my baggage, but I could be the whole package and so much more. I don't need your help with unpacking, don't need your help dragging my wagon through any doors. Oh, but since you pack so light, it should be easy to go. Don't leave a thing, just hit the road.
I love that.
Thank you.
It's so good. And like you said, like kind of like fitting those jokes in there too. Like you're very serious, but like it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like artist. I love that if you can't handle my crown, like hit the playground. I'm like, yup. Can you say it louder for the people in the back? Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. If you guys watch this back, if you missed it, sorry about my barking dog. She's 7 months and she's just still a little bit traumatic, and you know, it's fine. It's great. But thank you for being patient with her, because
yeah.
it's a situation. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for all of the kind things that you had to say about my music. I appreciate that so much. So you guys go check out both of our music that we have out, because you have Blue Hawaii too, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm working on a release that'll be coming out in October too. So I've got some new stuff working up.
Yay, that's so exciting. I can't hear it.
Yeah, well, I genuinely mean every single compliment that I gave you tonight. I think you're awesome. So we're gonna have to catch up and get to meet each other in person soon. But
absolutely, we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your evening.